John Paul Riddle was an aviation pioneer who graduated from Pikeville College Academy in 1920. He flew planes under Pikeville's Middle Bridge on July 4th, 1923. He trained as a pilot in the U.S. Army. He and T. Higbee Embry founded the Embry-Riddle Flying School in Cincinnati in 1925, incorporated 4 years later as part of Avco, which later became American Airlines. Founded the Embry-Riddle School of Aviation in Miami, Florida during World War II, trained pilots for U.S. and Britain. Later became Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, inducted into the Kentucky Aviation Hall of Fame and Florida Aviation Historical Society. Received British Empire Award and honorary degrees from Pikeville College and ER Aeronautical University. Now, Embry-Riddle University is also located in Daytona Beach. A friend of mine, her daughter recently graduated from that university, so shout out to her. Embry-Riddle, John Paul Riddle. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. This is P9 with another video coming at you from the Appalachian region of Kentucky. I am in the city of Pikeville. Pikeville, Kentucky is the county seat of Pike County with a population of 7,754. So it is one of the bigger cities on the eastern portion of the state. And Pikeville also is home of the University of Pikeville, and it's also home of what's called the Pikeville Cut Through, the second largest earth moving project in the Western Hemisphere. Right now I'm on Main Street, downtown Pikeville. Sunny day out this morning. And it's really nice out this morning. Real quiet right here in the city. As you can see in the backdrop. Now, Pikeville is nicknamed the city that moves mountains because of the Pikeville Cut Through, which is a rock cut in Pikeville that was created by the Army Corps of Engineers. So through this is where a 4-lane divided highway, a railroad line, and the Lavisa Fork of the Big Sandy River crosses, and it's one of the largest civil engineering projects in the Western Hemisphere, with 18 million cubic yards of soil of rock, which was moved in order to make way for the cut through. So as you can see right over here to the left is the osteopathic medicine building. Now, just like many parts of the Appalachian, Coal mining was a heavy part of the industry. And also Eastern Kentucky in the Appalachian region is where the Hatfield-McCoy's cemetery is located. So the Hatfield-McCoys had a huge presence here in the mountains. Two families, one named the McCoy family and one was the Hatfield family. They had a feud. One of them was from West Virginia, the other family was from Kentucky. I want to cross over here real quick. So this is the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. So this is a very important site here. This is a statue of Paul E. Patton, businessman, Pike County Judge Executive, Governor of Kentucky, and President of the University of Pikeville. This is a sculpture of him, and it has a quote that says, "Learn as though you were to live forever. Live as though you were to die tomorrow." Those are words to live by, for sure. This is the Cole building. And look how steep it is. Look how much of a hill that you have to climb to get up there to those buildings. And check this out. You have a quote right here on the University of Pikeville sign. As a matter of fact, it is a Bible scripture. It says, "I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth." And this is from Psalms 121, verses 1 through 2. And you also have this sculpture of the student Dr. Bear, because the mountain bears, that's the mascot for the University of Pikeville. So this is really cool that they have this. The bear that has glasses on, has the stethoscope and the medical chart in hand. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, check out that building up there all the way, and you got to walk up all them steps. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's at least 7 flights of steps you have to walk up. But hey, that's what happens when you build a college in the mountains. I had to stop the camera for a second to fix the white balance settings. I'll notice on the viewfinder that it was looking real bright, overexposed, but I had to get it right. So here I am back again. I am here in front of Pikeville College, which was established by the Presbyterian Church in 1889 for the education of youth from the mountains of southern Appalachia. It now draws students from many states and foreign lands. The Celtic cross, visible from many points of the wide area, symbolizes its Christian aims and purposes. So yeah, so this was built with the Christian values in mind. Absolutely. So I'm right here on Hambly Boulevard, the corner of Hambly Boulevard and Huffman Ave. Go ahead and cross. And what I like about the city of Pikeville is that they have this parking garage over here that offers free parking. Just a little FYI. Today is Saturday, so the Pikeville, Kentucky Convention and Visitors Bureau is closed today. That's unfortunate because I would have liked to go in there and check out the interior of the building. But it's all good. Check that out. They have an apartment building right here called the Myers Towers. The All-Tech Dueling Barrels Brewery Distillery right here. Those are very common, especially in Kentucky. They also have this building right here. It's the Appalachian Center for the Arts. It is hot already. And the day is just getting started. It's still a good day to be out though. I'm over here by the Pikeville Police Department building. And this sculpture right here, created by Peyton May. Artist Peyton May created this sculpture. It's a picture of a bear that has the University of Kentucky on it, the UK logo. It was created in 2012 for the Bear O Fair project presented by Artisan Alliance. And here are a list of the local sponsors with the message, just please do not harm the bears. So shout out to all of these local sponsors for sponsoring this artwork, and Peyton May did a great job with this sculpture. Look at those Appalachian mountains right there. An undeniable thing of beauty. Very scenic. And here's another marker right here. This marker is of Effie Waller-Smith, who was, in addition to being featured in major literary magazines, she published 3 poetry books titled Songs of the Months in 1904, Rhymes from the Cumberland in 1909, and Rosemary and Pansies in 1909 as well. She married in 1909, was widowed in 1911, and moved to Wisconsin in 1918. Buried in Neenah, Wisconsin, Smith's last published poem, Autumn's Winds, appeared in Harper's Monthly, a major publication during the early 20th century, back in 1917. So Effie Waller-Smith was very much an accomplished poet, and she was born in Pike County. And this poet was a daughter of former slaves, Frank and Sibby Waller. All of their children attained a greater degree of education than usual at that time. They earned teaching certificates at Kentucky State Normal School for colored persons, which is now Kentucky State University in Frankfort. So yeah, shout out to Effie Waller-Smith. So yes, back during that time, you know, children of slaves were not commonly formally educated. So that was an anomaly back then. But shout out to Effie Waller-Smith for defying the odds during that time. An accomplished poet. And this is another nice sculpture of a bear, keeping with the bear theme here in the mountains. This is called the Trailblazer Army Bear. Jordan Justice was the artist who put this together October 30th, 2018. And the Army Bear named Trailblazer stands as a status symbol to the young men and women, past and present, who have stepped forward to serve this great nation. The U.S. Army is still looking for Kentucky's best and brightest to step forward and answer the call to serve. So in other words, you know, this is just basically a sales pitch for promoting for the U.S. Army, basically. But I ain't knocking it. Jordan Justice, shout out to you for this really nice piece of art. So we make my way further down this way. Let me go over here, because they have this memorial for one of the Pikeville police detectives. And this is in honor of Detective Scotty Hamilton. There's a Bible quote right there. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Matthew 5:9. So Scotty Hamilton unfortunately lost his life on March 13th, 2018. And there's a collection of pictures of Scotty Hamilton. So RIP to him. A man gone but never forgotten. And he was young too. I think he was only like 35 when he passed away, because I see right there on his tombstone it says November 29th, 1982 to March 13th, 2018. In the weight of the badge, watching our backs, facing our fears, Lord knows it ain't no easy task, keeping us safe under the weight of the badge. He swore that oath to protect and serve, pours his heart and soul into both of words, lays his life on the line. The line he walks is razor fine, tempered strength is always tough, but he ain't gonna buckle under the weight of the badge. And that's a poem by George Strait. It's a really nice poem called The Weight of the Badge. So really nice poem by George Strait. So yeah, RIP to Scotty Hamilton and all officers and detectives who lost their lives in the line of duty. Which brings us over here behind the Pikeville Masonic Temple. And here comes a bear right here. It has the Mason symbol on there. Ooh, wow. Let's keep it moving. I'm on Pike Street now. And they had this building right here called the Kentucky Wholesale Company Groceries. So this used to be a wholesale company building. And they also sold wholesale groceries. Oh, by the way, they do have a Scotty Hamilton Way. So they have a street named after Scotty Hamilton down this way. I just saw it not too long ago. Trying to find some shade, but doesn't look like it's visible anywhere. I'm over here at the Creative Arts District of Pikeville. So over here by the Appalachian Center of the Arts again, but now on Division Street. And this bear right here has the Aurora Borealis design on it. And it's by Michelle Weston. So really nice design. Aurora Borealis is when the sky looks like it's a bunch of streaky lines going through it. It's really nice. A really nice sky. Nice night sky, or Aurora Borealis. It is hot out here. It is hot. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good, man. Hey, were you guys here when they had a flood here a few years ago? Yeah. And did it flood real bad here, or was it just all across this region?
All across the region, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man. So how was it moving forward after that?
I mean, everybody had to rebuild, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Man, did it affect you guys any bit? Affect everybody, yeah, definitely. Well, man, y'all keep your heads up. You know, I'm new to the area, just trying to do a story on here. So it's nice to meet you guys. Yeah, they have this festival, or they have something, looks like some type of event getting ready to happen right here in the city square downtown. Have a Faith Life Market. Pikeville Medical Center. They also have a museum over there. I wanted to come over here around the, what looks like, I believe this is the County Judicial Building. So this is the Pike County Judicial Building. And over here is the Main Street Baptist Church, or Main Street Church of Christ. Whew. It is hot. I know I keep mentioning that, but that sun is beaming. Keep walking down this way. Come back up. Yeah, I don't know what that is right there. It's like a movie theater, perhaps. I think it's a movie theater. Different colors, that red, blue, and yellow. It's nice though. It's nice. There's a lot of historical buildings on this side of Pikeville, Main Street. So we're gonna check that out, check them out. Now right here is Colonel John Dills Jr.'s home. Upon returning to Eastern Kentucky, he raised a regiment that became 39th Kentucky. 39th Kentucky Mounted Infantry of the Union, which fought several large engagements in this region during the Civil War. Dismissed from the service in 1863, Dills later helped bring education and industry to this area. He died in 1895 and is buried in the Dills Lower Chloe Cemetery in Early Integrated Burial Ground. So let me go up here. This, by the way, is a building called the Classy Stork Children's Boutique. So they sell children's clothing and different items, but right here, it looks like it's missing. It's obviously missing, but it's the Hatfield-McCoy bear, artist Damon Farmer. So I'm not sure where the actual sculpture is, but that's the information right there for it. And just to give some further information on Colonel John Dills Jr., he was born in Parkersburg, West Virginia in 1818 and he came to Pikeville in 1840 and became a merchant. In October 1861, while the area was under Confederate control, he was arrested for Union sympathies, sent to Libby Prison in Richmond, Virginia. He was quickly released. In February 1862, he went to Washington, D.C. to meet over with President Lincoln. So shout out to Colonel Dills. I read that backwards, by the way. I should have read the front. That was the front of the marker. I should have read that part first before going to the back, but you guys get the idea. And this building right here is actually a law firm. Billy Johnson Law Firm. And this is the Shirko's Italian cuisine restaurant in this building right here. But I believe this was originally the McCoy house. You know, the legendary Hatfields versus McCoy battle. Now, the McCoy house, after Hatfields burned the McCoy home, January 1st, 1888, Randolph and Sarah McCoy never returned to Blackberry Creek. Governors of Kentucky and West Virginia urged Hatfields and McCoys to move away from each other. The McCoys purchased a house near the riverbank on East Main Street and Randolph and operated a ferry across the Big Sandy River. So this used to be the McCoy's family home right here. Wow, so you know that that feud was very intense between the Hatfield and McCoys, so much so that the local government and the state government had to intervene and say guys cannot live within close proximity of each other. But this building right here is the city of Pikeville City Hall. So they have City Hall over where across from where the McCoy's house was. But yeah, check that out. Real nice. I'm over here by the Pike County Courthouse. Couple of law firm buildings across the street. But the Pike County Courthouse and Jail is a courthouse erected in 1888 to 89 by the McDonald brothers, later renovated 1932 to 33. Here was the scene of Hatfield clan trials for the murders of Tolbert, Randolph Jr., Farmer, Alfair, and Calvin McCoy. The defendants lodged an adjacent jail, found guilty, and sentenced to life in prison, except Ellison Mountains, which hanged February 18, 1890. Courthouse and jail, part of Hatfield-McCoy feud historic district. So this is the Pike County Courthouse. So the Pike County was named for Zebulon Pike, 1779 to 1813, who was born in New Jersey and entered the Army in 1794 and served on the frontier, sent to trace the Mississippi River source 1805 and to explore headwaters of the Arkansas and Red Rivers in 1806 when he discovered Pike's Peak. And Brigadier General Pike was killed in an attack of New York and Canada, April 27, 1813. and he was buried a military style in Sackett's Harbor on the shore of Lake Ontario in New York. So this is the front of the county courthouse right here, as you can see. And this is a sculpture of Zebulon Pike, the namesake of Pike County. And these are all the people who served in the military from 1961 1973 who are from Pike County. There's more of them. This looks like around perhaps the World War I period. So let's not forget those who served, and you know the rest served and lost their lives in the service. And this is the Hatfield-McCoy Pikeville Pike County Museum right here. You know, got these streets closed to road traffic right here in downtown Pikeville. It's about as much shade as I'm gonna get right here. So it's gonna be good as it's gonna be as good as it lasts, you know. Well, we have over here about a community trust bank. So I wonder if this is the Main Street Live event right here. This is also another monument, bear sculpture, musical movement bear, Charles Mims, artist, presented by Artisan Alliance. Okay, nice. Appalachian Wireless Arena, Travis Truitt, performing Saturday, September 20th. So this is the Appalachian Arena, wireless arena right here, where a lot of the events take place, and they have an amphitheater, and they also have this stage out here with all these seats. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool setup outside the Appalachian Arena wireless venue right here on Main Street. So this looks more like kind of like the entertainment district over here. New Beginnings Fellowship Church. It's the Pikeville United Methodist Church right here. United States Courthouse. Pikeville United Methodist Church. And then they have the post office right here. Check this out. They have a park over here. There goes the parking garage. Yeah. The man who moved the mountain. This was Dr. William C. Hambly, mayor of Pikeville from 1960 to 1989. That's him with a shovel in his left hand. The man who moved the mountain. So I'm guessing he was a coal miner. Pretty cool statue right there. James Garfield. Colonel Garfield was commissioned Brigadier General in the Union Army. The man who later became president was sworn in as general by Squire Charles of Pike County, January 1862. And that's Garfield right here, James Garfield. This is the map where the battle took place during the Civil War. And it was in 1862. This is the mountains right over here. Pound Gap, Kentucky. Cumberland Mountains. Educator, soldier, congressman, president, James Garfield, who was born in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, 1831, November 10th. 1856, graduate of Williams College. He taught classics and became president of Western Reserve in Ohio. So yeah, that's James Garfield, and this is a photo collage. This is him right here, of course. He became 20th president of the U.S. in the 1880s. And he actually died in office too. He was shot at a Washington Railroad station. But he suffered for many weeks but died in September 1881 from blood poisoning and was buried at Lakeview Cemetery in Cleveland, Ohio. So again, this is an illustration of him laying up in the hospital. So most of these pictures came from the Library of Congress. And it sits right here at this park. Pretty nice looking park. Definitely a lot of shade with these trees. So that's a good thing. And this is called the Bowles Pavilion, given by the Bowles family, 1995. Nice addition to the park. Pikeville, Kentucky, let the mountains move you. Absolutely. Nice city logo, city motto. Hey. So check this out. They have the fountain. The lion fountain. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You also have this fountain right here. Beautiful painting of the town of Pikeville. Really nice paint. I believe it's acrylic paint, but it's a nice painting nevertheless by Andrew Justice in 2022. Just thought I had to get that. This is really nice, really dope. Lots of talent running through those fingers for sure. Walking down Caroline Street here in Pikeville. This looks like the section that has the restaurants and bars and different other establishments. Joyce's Place. That's a local flower shop right here. Campus Styles and Scoops. Okay, so they have a merch shop for University of Pikeville gear, all mixed in with an ice cream parlor. That's pretty dope. Carbon Canary Tattoo Studio. Justice Building. Tug Force Tasting Room. Okay, so it's for tasting different types of brew, whiskey and things like that. Dueling Barrel Gift Store. So this is where they have a tasting room for whiskey, bourbon, things like that. For all my drinkers out there. Check this out. Look at that mural right there. Mural sponsored by the city of Pikeville and Pikeville Main Street. But just to give some more context on the mural, it's called The Forbidden, and Johns Hatfield, the oldest son of Devil Ansi Hatfield and Roseanne McCoy, the beautiful daughter of Randolph McCoy, were doomed in their romance from the first second they laid eyes upon each other. The forbidden love developed inflamed an already tenuous relationship between the two families due to the Civil War fractures. It was a short-lived tryst that soon set in motion a cascade of deadly events that led to the world's famous Hatfield-McCoy feud. During the feud, Roseanne and her family moved to Pikeville. Roseanne and her family moved to Pikeville to a house on Main Street, which is now a historical landmark. Randolph, his wife Sally, and Roseanne McCoy are now buried at Dill Cemetery on Chloe Road in Pikeville. And the mural artist for The Forbidden was by Jordan Justice. So shout out to Jordan Justice, who also did another like sculpture of a bear that we saw earlier in the video. But yeah, the Hatfield-McCoy feud was very famous, you know, Civil War and like family feud I remember there was a show on History Channel. I think it was like a reenactment show of the Hatfield-McCoys. I don't know if you guys remember that, but check this out. Look at this really nice alley with all these colorful umbrellas, and also all these beautiful artwork, pieces of art. You have Let the Mountains Inspire You by Alicia Owens right here. I love to create an experience with colors. I love to express myself through art. Amen to that. Let the Mountains Heal You by Lottie Music. I was inspired by the word heal. I thought about the way mountains can heal like we can heal as people. I thought about quilts and how they tell stories. I drew a quilt style piece about mountains healing from fires. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And those type of disasters unfortunately do occur, but the mountains do heal themselves. And this is called Let the Mountains Be You by Riley Thice. And it says, let the mountains be you. The mountains are tradition, culture, memories, family, but most of all, our home. The mountains are unforgettable. No matter where life takes us, we will always remember our home and its beauty. And we also have this piece by Emma Ramsey called Let the Mountains Love You. My drawing shows the love between the mountains. It means happy times, getting to fish with my dad at our favorite lake surrounded by the mountains. And Amy Compton's piece called Let the Mountains Raise You. This is really nice. All of them are nice, but this is really nice right here. I lived in Appalachia for all my life. The mountains have carefully raised me, and I wouldn't be who I am without my Appalachian roots, and I wouldn't change a thing. Amen to that. Definitely stay true to your roots for sure, Miss Compton. And this piece right here, this photograph is by Larry Epling. It just gives like an aerial view of Pikeville. It's really nice, very nice right here. And it's called Mountain Town Sun Rays, which was shot during an interesting period of Mr. Epling's life. And this piece is a combination of several shots layered together, shot during the lockdown months of the 2020 COVID pandemic. And he was shooting a magazine piece with the president of the University of Pikeville from a rock overlooking downtown and the university one evening in June of 2020, so just 5 years ago. And Mr. Larry decided to stay another hour to see what the light would do, and ended up capturing this beautiful representation of his hometown. So really nice, really nice. This was layered. This was layered imagery right here, and several shots, by the way, layered together. And it was layered by several shots from the Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop, clouds enhanced with hand-drawn elements. And it was shot using a Canon 5D Mark IV Canon 2470L lens. So you know, me being a content creator and definitely editing and photo editing and video editing, you know, stuff like that really captivates me. So shout out to Larry Epling. And last but not least, we'll say this is a piece of artwork created on a 4x4 piece of plywood using several layers of acrylic paint called polycrylic, and it's called The Morning Hover, and it's by Brittany Lyons. Now, Brittany Lyons is a Pike County native with deep-seated roots in the Appalachian Mountains. She loves the hills and finds inspiration from them both, and for her artwork and music she creates. So she's a musician and an artist. So Brittany is an art and music teacher at Johns Creek Elementary and graduated with a degree in elementary education in arts and humanities in 2007 from Alice Lloyd College. In her senior year of college, she was the recipient of the Alice Lloyd College Artist of the Year and William Bettinger Award for Music. She also completed her master's as a reading and writing specialist in 2014. And there's this Morning Hover piece of art, again using several layers of acrylic paint. Really nice, really nice. You know, she also sold a couple of children's books, published a couple of children's books in 2021. And she currently lives in Pikeville with her husband John, 2 children, Georgia and Oliver, and a host of family pets. So By having her artwork on display in her beautiful town, she hopes she can inspire those around them to look for the beauty in the small things and do what you love. She's definitely inspiring me to continue to do what I love. And it's really inspiring that she has her art piece hanging out right here in our hometown. And it's really nice display of artwork on this alley with all these umbrellas. Wow. Really nice, really nice. So this is definitely the art district, no doubt about it. Alley cakes. And this is another nice work of art called the Cartoon Bear. It has a Hillbilly Days on it. And Christopher Epling was the artist of this sculptured cartoon bear, celebrating the life, love, family, fun, faith, and community to the people of Eastern Kentucky. If you look closely, you'll discover references to actual places and traditions belonging to Central Appalachia and Pike County. So really nice work of art by local editorial cartoonist and illustrator Christopher Epling. So it's a lot of talent that comes out of Eastern Kentucky. Absolutely. Which brings us to the end of the Pikeville, Kentucky vlog. And guys, this is just one video of many to come in the future. I was just passing through Pikeville and wanted to get a vlog, but within the next couple of months or so, I'm gonna come back to the Eastern Kentucky region and get a string of vlogs. So be on the lookout for that. This is just a taste, a sneak peek of what's to come for Eastern Kentucky. And this is the largest city in the region, so I wanted to go ahead and get that covered. But with that in mind, good people, thanks for tuning in to this video. And if you made it this far, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you hit the notification bell, make sure you select all. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And also, if you're feeling generous, feel free to donate to the channel via either Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal. Links to both are in the description box as well as the bio. Any donations, big or small, will greatly be appreciated. And those donations will go back into the channel in terms of content creation. So with that in mind, good people, thank you for tuning in and see you guys on the next one. Peace.